My name is David Harrison Grice. Welcome to the Grice Report, your unfiltered daily voice for truth. And as always, thank you for trusting us to be your voice. So let's dive into tonight's show. So I want to address the elephant in the room. What is actually happening in America? So from what I'm seeing, this is the beginning of the Second Civil War. Hands down, beginning of the Second Civil War. Why do I say that? Couple of reasons. So first, a lot of these Gestapo troops that are flooding into the northern states come from the south. Look at Gestapo Bovino. He isn't stationed in the north. He's from the south. And he's leading the invasion in Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota. And to that effect, I want you to see what they're doing to people in Minnesota. We've seen people be torn out of their homes in their underwear. We've seen people be dragged from their cars. Renee Macklin Good was shot and killed, murdered in cold blood by ICE Gestapo goon Jonathan Ross, who was still on the loose, by the way. But I want you to see what Gestapo Greg Bovino is now doing to peaceful protesters right now as we speak.
Get back! Gas is coming! Gas is coming! Gas on second Bill! Warning! We're filling you! Gas on Bill, Savino! Third warning! Gas on Bill! Alright! Gas! Piece of shit! You just get back! Get back! Sam! I have it! Sam, back up! The green stuff! This way. The green...
It's a green gas. I'm unclear on the specific chemical, but if somebody wants to drop the chemical name in the comments, I'll definitely include it in the next video. It does sound like it is carcinogenic based upon the crowd response. I am not completely sure of what the gas is, but I have read some sources where they did analyze this gas when it was first used in 2020 during the George Floyd protests. It is poisonous as far as we are aware. They are shooting off poisonous grenades, filling neighborhoods with a green gas, like a video game, like a horror movie. And this green gas has the potential to make people violently sick, potentially. That's really sick and twisted, and that reeks to me of civil war. And on top of that, Trump was also thinking about, or at least given marching orders to stage for readiness to a contingent of about 400 to 500 soldiers from Fort Bragg, North Carolina. That's the 16th Military Brigade, and this comes from MS Now News, which used to be MSNBC. When they went to confirm it with the Pentagon, with the Department of War, the Department of War was like, well, we can neither confirm nor deny, which is basically, yes, it's true. And all of this just feels really terrifying because we know what's coming next. They're not going to stop. And I'm going to give you some rationale right after this. So if you like what you're hearing tonight, please remember to like, subscribe, and down here we have an email address, thegricereport@gmail.com. Please send us any tips, leads, story requests, any kind of interactions that you've had with the ICE Gestapo, CBP stormtroopers, or military units now, it appears. And more importantly, if you have a story that's going on in your town that we need to know about, please let us know. We are happy to put that out there. We do actually listen to the individuals when they tell us things. And I do try to tell the stories as respectful as possible to the individuals living in that area. For example, I recently posted a story on Threads where it turns out that there was one area that I mentioned in Minneapolis that was on the border of another area, and they were two distinct areas, so I fixed it because somebody corrected me. I want to make sure that I'm telling it in your voice. So now, onto my rationale. So this whole big issue here comes from the way that the government is currently functioning. We have the Davos Forum. So it's the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Many of you have probably already seen some of what he said, but I really want to target a specific segment of what he said today. And I believe it's an allusion to an actual military attack on Minnesota. So during this speech, or this part of the speech, which was rambling, dissembling lunacy, he actually said that the people from Somalia, the Somali people, they are bandits. They are a failed culture, a failed country, a failed people. And he actually said this. So I want you to hear it from his own mouth.
This is the easy part, that what we did on sea is incredible, and that's our great military. The situation in Minnesota reminds us that the West cannot mass import foreign cultures which have failed to ever build a successful society of their own. I mean, we're taking people from Somalia, and Somalia is a failed, it's not a nation, got no government, got no police, got no military, got no nothing. And then we have this fake congressperson who they just reported is worth $30 million. You believe this? Ilan Omar, talking about the Constitution provides me. She comes from a country that's not a country, and she's telling us how to run America. Not going to get away with it much longer, let me tell you. The explosion of prosperity and conclusion and progress that built the West.
Yeah, exactly. So he thinks he sees an invasion of a foreign culture or foreign country in American soil, which is just not correct. It's just not correct. That's not the way things are going. America is a country built on the backs of immigrants. Immigration is what makes America great. You want to make America great again? Welcome immigrants. Stop destroying them. Stop destroying our country. And to that effect, Maine, you're up next. Operation Catch of the Day. The sick, twisted joy they must take in coming up with these names make me sick to my stomach. Operation Catch of the Day has already resulted in about 50 abductions in Maine, so please be prepared. And here in New York City, we are seeing an uptick. New Jersey as well. I have gotten multiple reports from across New York City and New Jersey just as of today. We need to be very, very, very careful. We need to have our eyes open, be very vigilant, and remember to know your rights, because you do have rights. And remember, ICE has no jurisdiction over citizens. We are in this together. All of us. We are one movement. Remember that. We are the people of America, and we, the people, will win this moment. We will not let this civil war destroy us. My name is David Harrison Grice. Thank you for joining the resistance. Thank you for listening to the Vox Populi, and have a great night.